Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DMV audiobook, page 11 and beyond. Why read the book when you can have someone read it for you? Information straight from the DMV. We begin, page 11, miscellaneous licensing information. Now, to replace a lost, stolen, or damaged driver's license, you'll want to listen to this. If your driver's license is lost, stolen, or damaged, you must go to the DMV office. Complete a driver's license or ID card application, the DL-44 form, and pay for the replacement. You should also present a photo ID, and if the DMV cannot confirm your identity, you will not be issued a temporary driver's license. If you are a minor, your parents or guardian must sign the DL-44 form. If both parents and guardians have joint custody, then both must sign. Once a replacement driver's license is issued, the previous driver's license is no longer valid, so destroy the old driver's license if you find it later. Name changes. When you legally change your name because of marriage or other reasons, be sure to change your name with the Social Security Administration before coming to the DMV. Bring your driver's license to DMV in person, along with your marriage certificate or other acceptable verification of your true full name. You must complete the driver's license or identification card application, the DL-44 form, and pay the fee. DMV will electronically verify your name, birth date, and Social Security number with the Social Security office. A new photograph, fingerprint, and signature will be taken. Your old driver's license or ID card will be invalidated and may be returned to you. Now, driver's license renewals. Say you have your driver's license and it expires, so you want to get it renewed. Well, the DMV sends a renewal notice to your address of record about 2 months before your driver's license expires. Follow the instructions on the renewal notice. If you do not receive a notice, go online to the DMV, dmv.com. Qualified drivers may be eligible to renew their driver's license online. Now, the DMV may issue a driver's license for 5 years. The driver's license expires on your birthday in the year shown on the driver's license, unless otherwise indicated. Now, it is against the law to drive with an expired driver's license. A driving test may be required as part of any driver's license transaction. Driving tests are not required simply because of age. If the DMV cannot confirm your identity, you will not be issued a temporary driver's license. Renewal by mail or internet. If you have not received 2 consecutive 5-year driver's license extensions, you may be eligible to renew by mail or internet without taking a knowledge test if your current driver's license expires before age 70, you do not have a probationary driver's license, or you have violated a written promise to appear in court or to pay a fine within the last 2 years, or you are not suspended for driving with a blood alcohol level or refusing to fail to complete a chemical or preliminary alcohol screening test within the last 2 years, or you do not have a total violation point count greater than 1 point. Driver license extension. If you are away from California for up to 1 year, you may request a free 1-year extension before your driver's license expires. Mail your request to DMV at the Post Office Box 942890 in Sacramento. Include your name, driver's license number, birth date, California residence address, and out-of-state address. Limited-term drivers are not eligible for this extension. Driver's license in your possession. You must always have your driver's license with you when you drive. You must show it to any peace officer who asks to see it. If you are in a collision, you must show it to the other drivers involved. Involved in collision, section page 75. Address changes. When you move, you must give the DMV your new address within 10 days. There is no fee to change your address. You may notify DMV of your address change for your driver's license, ID card, and vehicles online at dmv.com. You may also download a change of address form and mail it to the address on the form, or call the DMV at 1-800-777-0133 and request a DMV 14 to be mailed to you. A new driver's license or ID card is not issued when you change your address. You may type or write your new address on a small piece of paper, sign and date the paper, and carry it with your driver's license and ID card. If you change your address at a field office, a DMV representative will give you a change of address card to complete and carry with you with your driver's license. Now, reminder, the U.S. Postal Service forwards some DMV correspondence. However, it is your responsibility to ensure the DMV has your correct mailing address on file. Vision. DMV screens all drivers to measure vision with or without corrective lenses. If you do not meet the DMV Vision Standard 2040, you will be required to visit a vision specialist or an eye doctor. The DMV representative will give you a report to vision examination form, the DL62, and to have it completed by the eye doctor. If your vision is not worse than 20/70, DMV may issue you a 30-day temporary driver's license to allow you time to have your vision checked. All drivers applying for a driver's license must have a visual acuity better than 2200, best if corrected, in at least one eye before the driver's license can be issued. You are prohibited from using a bioptic telescope or similar lens to meet the 2200 vision acuity standard in the better eye. Medical information card. 1-800-777-0133 to obtain medical information card to list your blood type, allergies, physician name, and other medical information. It can be carried with your driver's license. Organ and tissue donation. You may sign up to donate your organs and tissues for transplantation after your death. When you apply for or renew your driver's license, check the Yes, Add My Name to the Donor Registry. There's a box on the renewal form to place your name on the Donate Life California Organ Tissue Donate Registry. If you need additional information, check the I do not wish to register at this time and call Donate Life California, where representatives can answer any questions you may have about your organ and tissue donation. You may also use the renewal form to financially contribute to the registry by checking the $2 voluntary contribution to support and promote organ and tissue donation. If you are older than 13 and under 18, you may register with the Donate Life, provided your parents or legal guardians authorize the donation. You may consent to organ and tissue donation on the Donate Life California website. However, a new driver's license or ID card with a pink dot will not be issued until you check the Yes, Add My Name in the Donor Registry box on the driver's license application and the DMV process the new transaction. It is your responsibility to contact Donate Life California if you wish to change or update your donor status information. For more information about the donor registry, adding restrictions to your gift and donation process, visit the Donate Life California website at donatelifecalifornia.org. Veteran designation and benefit information. Have you ever served in the U.S. military? Well, for an additional $5 fee, DMV offers those who proudly served our country the option to mark and face their ID card with Veteran to indicate they're served in the U.S. Armed Forces. In addition, DMV will refer veterans to the California Department of Veterans Affairs to determine eligibility for benefits acquired while serving in the U.S. Armed Forces. How can I get the Veterans designation, you ask? Well, visit the County Veterans Service Office to obtain a signed certified Veteran Status Verification form. For any information, visit the DMV website at dmv.gov. The California Department of Veterans Affairs CalVet Connect program would like you to receive information regarding benefits such as employment, housing, education, and healthcare services for which you may be entitled. Check the, quote, if you have served, would you like to receive benefit information for which you are eligible, unquote, box on the driver's license application form. The DMV will transmit your name and mailing address to the CalVet for them to forward your benefits information. And to locate a CalVet office near you, refer to your local government listing in the telephone book or visit calvet.gov. This is what a veteran's driver's license looks like. If you are a veteran, then you can proudly display the veteran in your driver's license identification card. How to register to vote. You may register to vote or update your voter registration with the DMV when applying for your original driver's license, renewing your driver's license, or changing your address by mail or internet. For more information, visit dmv.gov. Unlicensed drivers. It is against the law to loan your vehicle to a person who is unlicensed or whose driving privilege has been suspended or revoked. If an unlicensed person is caught driving your vehicle, it may be impounded for 30 days. No person of any age may drive on a highway or in a public parking facility unless he or she has a valid driver's license or permit. The law also states that you may not employ, permit, or authorize any person to drive your vehicle on a public street or highway unless he or she is licensed to drive that class of vehicle. A person must be at least 21 years old to drive most commercial vehicles for hire in interstate commerce and to transport hazardous materials or waste. Now, what about diplomatic driver's licenses? Well, non-residents who possess a valid diplomatic driver's license issued by the U.S. Department of State or exempt from California driving license requirements. What about identification cards or your ID? DMV issues ID cards to eligible persons at any age. To obtain an original ID card, you must present a birth date, legal presence verification document, and provide your Social Security number. The ID card is valid until the 6th birthday after the issue date. The fee for any ID card may be reduced if you meet certain requirements for specific public assistance programs. Refer to the requirements for a California identification card fast fax brochure for additional information. Note: governmental or nonprofit organizations determine whether an individual meets the requirements for a reduced fee on an ID card. If you are 62 years old or older, you may obtain a free senior citizen ID card with the word Senior Identification Card indicated on the front. Free ID cards for physical and mental conditions. Drivers who are no longer able to drive safely because of physical or mental conditions may be eligible to exchange their driver's license at no fee for an ID card if certain guidelines are met. Go to dmv.gov for more information. Identification or ID renewal by mail or internet. Customers who are eligible to renew their ID cards by mail or internet will receive a notice approximately 60 days before the expiration date on their ID card. Reduced fee ID cards cannot be renewed by mail or internet. Now, there is a fee for regular ID cards. There is no charge for senior citizen ID cards, and if applying for a senior citizen ID card. Let's talk about driving schools. When learning to drive, you should seek qualified instruction, either with a public or private high school or state licensed professional driving school. DMV licenses professional schools and instructors in California that meet rigid qualifying standards. Schools must carry liability insurance, hold a bond, and maintain complete records for the DMV inspection. Vehicles are subject to annual inspection. Instructors must pass a written examination every 3 years or show proof of continued education in the traffic safety field. If you use a service of a professional driving school, ask to see the instructor's ID card. Go online at dmv.gov or refer to Select a Driving School Fast Fax Brochure. Mature Driving Program. The Mature Driving Program is an 8-hour course for drivers 55 years or older. The course covers a variety of topics of special interest to the mature driver and is available at the DMV approved course providers. Visit the DMV website for more information. Your insurance company may offer discounts for those who complete the class and receive a completion certificate. The certificate is valid for 3 years and can be renewed by completing a 4-hour course. Okay, pedestrian responsibilities. Pedestrians, including joggers, should be aware of traffic conditions. Watch out for drivers before assuming you have the right-of-way when crossing the street. Be aware that hybrid and electric vehicles are virtually silent when running on electric power, and you may not hear them when you're approaching the intersection. So yield the right-of-way to vehicles when you cross a street between intersections and in areas with no pedestrian crosswalk or signals. Remember, making eye contact with the driver does not mean the driver will yield the right-of-way. Do not suddenly leave a curb or other safe place and walk or run into the path of a vehicle close enough to be a danger to you. This is true even though you are in a crosswalk. The law states that drivers must always yield the right-of-way to pedestrian. But if the driver cannot stop in time to avoid hitting you, you still run the risk of being hit. Avoid distractions as pedestrians. Do not use your mobile phone or electric device while moving. To avoid becoming a hazard to vehicles and other pedestrians, you should be aware of your surroundings at all times. Always obey traffic signal lights. Whether the intersection has pedestrian signals or traffic signal lights, you must obey the pedestrian rules. Refer to pages 22 and 23 in this video playlist. At an intersection where traffic is not controlled by traffic signal lights, drivers are required to yield the right-of-way to pedestrians within any crosswalk, marked or unmarked. Now, when a traffic signal light changes to green on the walk signal, look left, right, and then left again, and yield the right-of-way to any vehicle in the intersection before the traffic signal light changes. If the traffic signal light begins blinking or changes to "don't walk" or to an upraised hand after you have gone partway across the divided street, you may continue across the street. Do not stop or delay traffic unnecessarily while crossing a street. Pedestrians are not permitted on any toll bridge or highway crossing unless there is a sidewalk and signs stating pedestrians traffic is permitted. If there are no sidewalks, walk facing to the oncoming traffic. Do not walk or jog on any freeway where signs tell you that pedestrians are not allowed. Do not walk or jog in a bike lane unless there is no sidewalk. Now, at night, make yourself more visible by wearing white, light, or reflective material clothing, and carry a flashlight. New technology. Your vehicle may be equipped with various new technology. Your vehicle may also have technology that allows you to have cell phone conversations or play music from an electronic device. With the increase of such technology, it is important to remain aware of the road and avoid driving distractions. Now, here are some tips to reduce technology distractions. Do not input navigation instructions while you're driving. Do not adjust music or other electronic devices while you're driving. For navigation devices, use the audio navigation function when possible. Note: technology, such as backup cameras and self-parking, cannot solely be used on a driving test. The purpose of a driving test is to ensure your ability to drive and to drive safely. Okay, we go into a new section, the section of occupant protection, like seat belts. Wearing seat belts is the law. You may not operate your vehicle on public roads or on private property, such as public parking lots, unless you and all your passengers 8 years old or older, or children who are 4 feet 9 inches tall or taller, are wearing seat belts. Seat belts, both the lap belt and the shoulder harness, will increase your chances of survival in most types of collisions. The seat belts must be in good working order. Children 8 years or older, or who are less than 4 feet 9 inches tall, must be seated in a federally approved child passenger restraint seat. You and all your passengers must wear a seat belt, or you and your passengers may be cited. If the passenger is under 16 years old, you may be cited if he or she is not wearing his or her seat belt. Always use your seat belts, including the shoulder harness, even if the vehicle is equipped with an airbag. You can have shoulder harnesses or seat belts installed on older vehicles. Even if you wear only a lap belt when driving, your chances of living through a collision are twice as high as someone who does not wear a lap belt. If you wear a lap belt and shoulder belt, your chances are 3 to 4 times higher to live through a collision. If your vehicle is equipped with a separate lap and shoulder belt, you are required to use both the lap and the shoulder belt. Pregnant women should wear the lap belt as low as possible under the abdomen, and the shoulder strap should be placed between the breast and to the side of the abdomen bulge. Warning: using seat belts reduces the risk of being thrown from your vehicle in a collision. If you do not install and use a shoulder harness with the seat lap belt, serious or fatal injuries may happen in some collisions. Lap-only belts increase the chance of spinal column and abdominal injuries, especially in children. Shoulder harnesses may be available for your vehicle if it is not already equipped with them. The graphic illustrates what can happen in a collision. If you are struck from the side, the impact could push you back and forth across the seat. Seat belts and shoulder harnesses keep you in a better position to control the vehicle and minimize serious injuries. This graphic also illustrates how, when you collide, your vehicle stops, but you keep going at the same speed you were traveling until you hit the dashboard or windshield. Take a look at the picture here on the screen. Okay, at 30 miles per hour, this motion is equivalent to hitting the ground from the top of a 3-story building. Child restraint system and safety seats. Your child must be secured by either a federally approved child passenger restraint system or a safety belt, depending on his or her height and age. Children under 2 years old must be secured in a rear-facing child passenger restraint system unless the child is 40 pounds or more, or 3 feet 4 inches or taller. Children under 8 years old must be properly secured in a federally approved child passenger restraint system. Children under 8 years old may ride in the front seat of a vehicle in a federally approved child passenger restraint system under the following instances. There is no rear seat. The rear seats are side-facing jump seats. The rear seats are rear-facing seats. The passenger restraint system cannot be installed properly in the rear seat. All seats are already occupied by children 7 years old or younger. Medical reasons require the child to not ride in the back seat. A child may not ride in the front seat of an airbag-equipped vehicle if he or she is in a rear-facing child passenger restraint system. Children who are 8 years old or older, or who have reached at least 4 foot 9 inches in height, may use a properly secured safety belt meeting federal standards. Note: child passenger restraint system installation may be checked by contacting the local law enforcement agencies and fire departments. If your child grows, check to see if the child passenger restraint system is the right size for your child. Riding safely with airbags. Airbags. Airbags are the safety feature that help keep you safer than a seat belt alone. Most people can take steps to eliminate or reduce airbag risk without turning off their airbags. The biggest risk is being too close to the airbag. An airbag needs about 10 inches of space to inflate, so ride at least 10 inches from the airbag cover. If you can do this while maintaining full control of the vehicle, if you cannot safely sit 10 inches away from the airbag, contact your vehicle dealer or manufacturer for advice for additional ways to move back from your airbag. Passengers should also sit at least 10 inches away from the passenger side airbag. Side impact airbags. Side airbags can provide extra safety benefit to adults in side impact crashes. However, children who are seated next to a side airbag may be at risk of serious or fatal injury. Now, since side airbags are different in design and performance, you should consider the benefits and risks associated with the use of side airbags if you transport children. Children who are leaning against the side airbag when it inflates are at risk of serious injury. Children who are traveling in a correctly installed child passenger restraint system, appropriate to age and weight, are not at risk of serious injury. These children are usually not in the path of a side airbag when it inflates. Now, unattended children in the motor vehicle. It is never a good idea to leave a child unattended in a vehicle. And it is illegal to leave a child 6 years old or younger unattended in a vehicle. Note, the child may be left under the supervision of a person 12 years old or older. Okay, distracted driving. Anything that prevents you from operating your vehicle safely is a distraction. The following are the 3 types of driver distractions. There are visual eyes that are off the road, so if you're not watching the road, that's a distraction. Or there's cognitive mind off the road. If your mind is wandering and not focused on the road, that's a distraction. Or there's the hands that are off the steering wheel. That is also a major distraction. Approximately 80% of collisions and 65% of near collisions involve some form of driver distraction. According to the 100-car naturalistic driving study of 2006, released by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Virginia Tech Transportation Institute, they concluded that drivers looked away from the road at least once in the 3-second window prior to the collision. Some actions that cause distracted driving and lead to vehicle collisions are using a handheld device like a cell phone, or reaching for an object that's inside your vehicle, or looking at an object or event outside of the vehicle, they call that rubbernecking, or get this, reading a book, or eating is a distraction, or applying makeup. When you are driving, the condition of the roadway you are on and the behavior of other drivers can change abruptly, leaving you little or no time to react. Drivers, drive safely. Remember, always keep your mind on driving. Keep your eyes on the road and your hands on the wheel. For more information regarding collisions and distractions, they can be found in the Driver Distraction Fast Facts brochure. Okay, let's talk about hot weather risk. As stated in the unattended children in motor vehicles section above, it is against the law to leave unattended minor children in a vehicle. Additionally, and equally important, it is dangerous and illegal to leave children or animals in a hot vehicle. After sitting in the sun, even if a window is slightly opened, the temperature can rise rapidly inside a parked vehicle. The temperature risk inside a vehicle can raise approximately 40 to 50 degrees higher than outside the vehicle. Dehydration, heat stroke, and death can result from the overexposure to the heat. The Code 597.7 prohibits leaving or confining an animal in an unattended motor vehicle under conditions that endanger the health or well-being of an animal due to heat. Remember, if it is too hot for you, it's too hot for children and pets. In the next video, we'll begin at the traffic controls.